Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another video. It's gonna be an informal one. I'm gonna be going on vacation very shortly and wasn't 100% sure what to do a video on, so I figured why not take a look back through the year and say thank you to you guys. I had a lot of things happen to me this year that I wasn't necessarily expecting. I got approached by Universum to review their guitars. I got a chance to go to my first summer NAMM, which was a hell of a lot of fun. We passed 100,000 subscribers, which was awesome. I have a really cool relationship with Guitario, and they've been sponsoring regularly, which has been a huge help. But the thing that I think that has really struck me the most is that I was able to quit my job. Now, there's been a handful, and I mean a very small handful of people that have complained about me quitting my job and doing the Patreon thing and being like, you shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you honestly think that I should really not ever have YouTube as a full-time job, yet you still want free content? Or are you saying it doesn't really count unless it's all ad revenue? All I would say to you is you really don't understand how this business works, and that's fine. I'm not holding anything against you. I'm not mad at you. I just think that you should try it sometime before you talk some shit. But yeah, quitting my job was extraordinarily scary. One, I had no clue if this was gonna work. It was not a secure decision at all. It was a, if I don't do it now, there's not gonna be a better time decision. And I'll be 100% honest, right when I decided to quit my job is when my views took a significant dive. I'm not 100% sure why, but all I know is it scared the piss out of me. That, and there was somebody who I was in a relationship at the time, and I got out of that relationship literally a week or two after I quit my job, and I wasn't seeing or talking to anyone. It was an extremely hard transition financially. It was an extremely hard transition socially. I went from being in an atmosphere where I was literally constantly talking to people every day, and I really enjoyed that part of my work, to where I was talking to literally no one, and most of the human interaction that I would have was online. Now, since then, I've definitely upped my social game significantly. I mean, granted, you know, it's not always with the people I would prefer to be hanging out with necessarily, or people that I think that are always going to be pushing me forward to do much better, but it's definitely a hell of a lot better than being depressed. There definitely was a part of the summer where I felt like I was falling into depression. There are multiple other times in my life where I've let depression consume me, and it drags me down, and I make worse decisions for myself and for others. And this time, I didn't let that happen. I was actually extremely proud of myself for not succumbing to it. It was always there. It was always quite strong. And I kept saying, no, I'm going to keep doing this because this is something I need to do. There were small failings that I had along the way, like not doing things when I was supposed to do them, just because I guess I was self-absorbed, I guess. Depression and self-absorption go hand in hand a lot, I've noticed. But when I did fail, I didn't let the slip-ups pull me further into depression and anxiety. Thankfully, I didn't have anxiety along with it this time. That was huge. But yeah, I was very, very happy with how this year turned out. I won't have considered this a successful quitting of my job until I'm finally at the year point, which is May 4th. Fucking count. And when May 4th hits, I am throwing a big fucking party. But yeah, once I hit that year mark, man, I'd call it a success. Even if it fails immediately after that year mark, I still was my own boss for a year. I will put a slight caveat to that. I still do a couple of side jobs, all music related. But yeah, I mean, nothing that I do for money is outside of music. Everything is music. So I could say that I was strictly a music professional for a year, at least. Even if the YouTube thing doesn't work out, if the music thing doesn't work out, I still want to have a family and kids. I still want to have a wife. And it would suck to have to do the regular 9 to 5 and have that family, which is a hell of a responsibility, and have never tried. I mean, I'm gonna continue to keep trying. I'm gonna bust my ass and do everything I can to make this work, and to make this work to the level I want it to work, and hopefully even beyond. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm gonna have any regrets. That's something that's really fucking hard to say for a lot of people. So again, I wanna give a huge thanks to you guys. You guys do give me a lot of positive support. You also challenge me on things from time to time, which I mean, I'm not always happy in the moment, but I'm happy that you do. I don't think I've said this in a while, but I do think it bears repeating. I am not always right, and I am aware of that. And if you guys think that I'm wrong, make your arguments to me. I want to hear them. And yes, I do talk like a dickhead, so I understand that to some people that may be intimidating. I promise you, off camera, off character of the music snob, I'm quite a reasonable person. And the fact that there have been those of you who have challenged me, and a lot of you guys have educated me on a lot of stuff, not to mention just Song Suggestion Friday in general, that these last 2 years almost of Song Suggestion Friday have been so perspective changing for me. I've had a handful of people also say, you should just act Song Suggestion Friday, it's not that entertaining, and I'm like, guys, you don't understand the point of the show. Originally, the point of the show was so, you know, I always had people ask me, what's your thoughts on this, what's your thoughts on that? So it was just a way to kind of nail a bunch of the smaller ones that were never gonna get their own video, and just overall fan interaction, community interaction. Now it's kind of turned into this joint journey that we all take together of listening to a pretty big variety of music. It's mostly metal, there's a lot of prog, but there's a lot of stuff from everywhere in there too, man. I have discovered so many cool bands, so many cool songs. I have changed my perspective and have had a more refined perspective on music because of that show. I know it's definitely not all of you, but the smaller percentage of you that actually play along at home and actually listen to these tracks, or just listen to some of these tracks, or even listen to my suggestions when I do have them, like, it's pretty damn cool, man. That is the last thing I would have ever expected to have come out of this channel. So I guess all of that wrapped up into a nutshell is you guys have helped me grow a lot. I'm sure I've helped you guys grow in some way. And a huge thank you to you for that. And a huge thank you to my patrons, because without them, this would not be possible. The last thing I want to say is this. I know a lot of you guys are happy when I give arguments regarding music, or when I talk shit on music, or when I defend music. And, you know, part of that has to do with education, part of that has to do with experience, part of that has to do with talking to the right people at the right time. And, you know, you can do that too. This is a common place for us to come around and watch the snob fucking bitch about something. But at the same point, I don't want this to be a lost opportunity for you guys not to make it so you guys can make your own arguments better. To that end, I would say everyone who's watching should learn some music theory, man. I can teach some of it. I have several videos. They never get fucking watched. I always have comments being like, when's your next theory video? And nobody fucking watches them. So, like, why would, like, they actually take a lot more time and effort than my other content. So, I mean, what's the point of putting all the effort in if it's not gonna reap any benefits for me? Even if you wanna look at it from the non-selfish perspective, what's the point of putting all the time and effort in if you're not gonna get any benefits from it because you didn't watch it? But yeah, like, go learn theory, get a broad perspective of multiple different people who are in different facets of music. Go listen to the pop culture people talk about pop music with an open mind. You don't have to agree with them, but understanding where they're coming from helps you formulate your worldview a little bit better. For that matter, I highly recommend diving into the rap community because it is not all crap. There is a lot of truly great things there. But yeah, check out podcasts, check out videos, interviews, like, all of those things help build your perspective and help you make a better argument. And the one key component to building a great argument is being your own best devil's advocate. You have to get really good at picking your own arguments apart. I have had many videos where when I was writing a script, I would get stuck at a part because I know this is right in my head, but when I express it in words, the words are not getting across what I'm trying to say, and those can have holes poked in them. You really need to sit down, think clearly and methodically about exactly what you want to say, how you want to say it. It's not only gonna help you win an argument, which honestly is the smallest prize in this, it will help you better understand your own thoughts, better understand yourself, and will actually help temper your own perspective so that you're not a fucking madman. Anyway, enough of me giving you guys advice. Look, I really do appreciate you guys, and I hope that whatever holiday you celebrate, it is a happy one. I happen to celebrate Christmas, so from me to you, Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.